Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. It's a little bit later today. It's 10 to 5 now actually. I've been a little bit busy out shopping here and there and doing one or two little things, so I haven't had time to do a video until later on today. But anyway, I was doing a little job this morning and I had an idea for what to do about the top of my coffee table with the cups and these kind of coasters leaving white marks on my table. So somebody had suggested leaving a tea bag, because I've got a lot. There's quite a space about this long, about that long, with marks where the cup had been moved, where the coasters were on the table and I never moved them for days and that. I just kept putting the cup on the different coasters and then they're all leaving white marks on my table. And I got a shock when I lifted them all up, because I probably only give it a good dust and polish about once a week. So when I picked all them coasters up and I seen all them white marks, I could have cried actually. Our table is over 50 years old. It's had it since I was first married. But anyway, somebody suggested, I think the light's disappearing, I'll have to put my light on. It might make it go a little bit light and dark now that I'll put the light on, but anyway, somebody suggested putting tea bags on, and I thought, well, I've tried tea bag on something else and it didn't get dark enough. So I thought maybe it's coffee. So I mixed 2 heapspoonfuls of coffee and just a little bit water. And I have done the whole top of my table. It actually, don't know whether it'll last, but I'm going to show you what it looks like now. That was a good idea actually. And that's how my coffee table looks now. Much better. That little bit there, that's the light off the window. I put my hand over it. Thingy that shows the true colour. If you see, you cast a shadow over it. It's much better than it was before. And it is now a true coffee table. The surface has been covered with coffee. Don't know how long it'll last. If it's been polished a few times, I'll be able to tell, but I might still end up having to stain it. So it looks a lot better than it was, and I'm going to take a lot more care now when I'm putting anything on the table. I'll be keeping an eye on, because there is still a faint, you can still see a faint mark where the cups had left the white marks on the table. You couldn't see it on that little bit video I showed you, but I can still see it. It depends on the way the sun shines. If it shines onto the table, it shows up that mark. But I will keep on checking it every so often, and maybe it's the number, after I've polished it a few number of times, it might take the stuff off, I don't know, but I might still end up having to stain it myself properly, But that was just a little thing I tried. And like I said, it's a coffee table. It does smell of coffee now. I'm having a drink of tea here. It's almost 5 and I haven't had my tea yet. I'm going to make that after I've done this video. But I went to do a little bit more shopping, because I have got, I'll show you how far, this cardigan, the brown one. It's all sewn up, the seams, the raglings and the seams, and I'm busy doing the bands. I have one band knitted and I've just pinned it. I haven't stitched it down yet. It's just pinned up, because it has to go. It's done in 2 parts because the bands were part of the rib on the bottom. And so they have to be, I've left the stitches on a pin here, so when I do the other side I might probably have to take some of the stitches away But I want to wait until I've done the other side and then make sure I get all this, you know, how you go up here around the V part, to make sure, because you don't want some bits higher than others or more puffy than others. You have to get a V right. So I'm busy knitting. I've just started knitting the other side with the buttons. And I remember now when I knit this, it's over 50 years ago since I used this pattern for my kids. And I didn't like it with the bands done in the ribs, and I'd forgot about that. And I didn't knit it. I left those stitches out when I did the bands, and I did the bands and did the band all in one all the way around, because I don't like joins in the middle of the band. But I forgot about that because it's that long since I've used this pattern. So I have to knit the other side anyway with the buttonholes in and go around. Well, I had no buttons to fit this cardigan. Well, I've got no brown buttons at all. So I went out when I was going out shopping. I'll put that down for now. You can see a little bit better in the, depend what way I'm holding it in the light. But when I was going out shopping, I was going out to do some food shopping. And I thought I'll go out, I think the nearest place to me that I might get buttons. I have bought bags of buttons from the range. And I have bought a few bags where they were all mixed, all different sizes and that. And they were very good. The bags I got, there was a lot of buttons that you could match and make sets out of. So I thought I'll just snip in there and have a look and see if they've got any with brown and that. So I looked around anyway, and I saw a bag. They were like mixed. There was red and brown, and some of the buttons themselves were red and brown. And I thought they would look nice on that one. They were like a dark red with mostly brown with little streaks of red and that. Like, you know, when you do an Aran cardigan, the light one, and sometimes you get buttons with brown and cream, like streaks of different colours, brown and cream in the buttons. I thought it would be red and brown, and I was just looking at the bag and looking at them. They look like lots of different types of buttons like that in, so I thought, oh, that'd be handy. And I bought another. This is the bag I bought. I'm showing you the other bag. I saw these ones, a pink one, so I bought this one as well. For £2.25, and it says Crafty Club assorted buttons, perfect for 3 and plus. So they're handy for kids to play with as well, because a lot of big ones. You know, I thought I could give the big ones to Cheryl for the ends and that. Only when I sorted them out, I haven't sorted that bag, but I sorted the red and brown ones, and I could not find any. They are absolute rubbish. The most you can get the same buttons is 3, which is no good for me. I want 5 for that cardigan. But I'll show you. I separately put them out on my table, and I'll show you the what I got out of them. Now this is the packet that I opened up, trying to sort. Them ones there are the only ones that I can get that. Make up sets of buttons, but they're too small for what I want, and the rest is just rubbish. Some of them, they're not even the big ones, there's not even 2. They were the right size, but I'm going to only get 3. They are the right size, I can only get 3 out. Absolute rubbish. Crap. That really annoyed me. There's nothing. I think the smallest ones, the only ones that you can make sets of buttons out of, the very small ones, the tiny little ones that's no earthly good for anything. They're only fit for kids to play with. That's all they must be meant for, actually. So it looks like I'm going to have to go probably down to Hobbycraft or somewhere like that, and probably leave that till tomorrow and see if I can get some buttons for the cardigan. I have got those wooden ones, you know, the natural colour wood ones, but I think they look a bit too light for that cardigan. They're all right on like pastel colours and that, but they just look too light for the the brown cardigan. And I'm on another rant. My shopping today. I've got my list for my shopping. I haven't done a shopping haul. I'm just going to tell you the difference in some of the prices. Has really noticed a lot of the prices going up today, and I've still got 1 or 2 old bills that I've been looking at and trying to work out the different prices, and I'm going to tell you some of the differences in the prices. There was those 4 pints of semi-skim milk, that's what I get. They used to be £1.25, they are now £1.55. Carton of orange juice, it used to be 59 pence at one time, but I think it went up a little bit. It had gone up to 79, it's now 85 pence. And I buy those cartons of the UHT semi-skim milk. They used to be about 55 pence a little while ago, then they went up to 69, now they are 75 pence. And I get the cheaper tins of peaches, you know, the fruit peaches. And I didn't go all that far back on some of my old bills, because I do have a lot of old ones. I just stick on one of those pointy things, you know, and get rid of them after a while. But they were 31 pence and now 34 pence. And what's the milk? The butter, I couldn't find a price for the butter. I didn't look long enough, but I know that's gone up. And my honey nut cornflakes, which I get every week, they were 85 pence. They are now £1.05. And a packet of 6 crisps, plain crisps that I get, Aldi's own crisps were, well, that's where I was, Aldi's. They were 99 pence and now £1.05. And the chocolate eclairs, which I always get a couple of those, either those or some other cake, but they were 75 pence and now 85 pence. And then toilet wipes used to be 59 pence, they're 65 pence. And the sweets that I get for the kids, those midget gems, they used to be 35 pence or 39 pence. And the Star Mix that I get for Eddie, they were 89 pence, they are now £1. And medium cheddar, coloured cheddar, the size I get used to be £1.89, it's now £2.65. And a wholemeal loaf, about 3 or 4 weeks ago it was 65 pence. But before that, it was 49 pence and it is now 72 pence. And I used to get, sometimes I get a pack, it depends whether I'm getting it for a week or 2 weeks, but you know, the slices of ham, the breaded ham, there's usually 14 slices, used to be £1.59, now £2.29. And I got chicken fillets this week, which I haven't gotten for a while. But I can't remember how much they were, but I know they were cheaper than £2.25. And a lot of other things, you know, I don't know, without going to every single bill I would have to go, because I don't get the same things every time I go shopping. Nearly everything's gone up. And my shopping this week cost me £52. Exactly £52. That same lot I used to get like that used to cost me about £35. And yet there's a lot of things here haven't gone up, so how do some things go up and other things don't? I don't understand that, so that's just another rant I'm on here. and I'm going to finish that band on that brown cardigan and get the band sewn up on it, and then I'll be back on with this one. I did a little bit of this last night. I'm nearly up to the armholes on it when I came back from my bingo. So tangled up there. So it's nearly up to the armholes. I can put it on me and you can see it's nearly up to the armholes there. So I haven't measured it. I think it's probably about 14 inches there. I'm going to probably do it up to about 15 inches or 16 inches for the thing. So I did a bit of that when I came in from my bingo last night, because I hadn't done anything. Took me all day yesterday to stitch this brown one up, because it was all back stitch. All the raglans were all back stitch, and then all the seams up the sleeve and down the sides were back stitch as well, because it was a kind of pattern that you didn't do like a raglan shaping on it. So I got home just after 10. I get home a lot quicker now because I finished all the work on the A1. There's no more diversion, so I'm going to leave about 9:45. That's when the bingo finishes. And by the time I drop my friend off, I'm usually home by 10:15. So I can sit for about an hour and a half or something before I go to bed and do a little bit knitting when I get home. So I managed to do a little bit of that yesterday, but I was glad when I'd finished sewing up that brown one, because even though it wasn't a bad day, it wasn't a dark day, I was still having trouble seeing not just knitting it, it's sewing it up as well. So I will never ever be knitting or sewing any other dark colour. My eyes just cannot focus properly on colours like that anymore. Although I don't think I was that good at it when I was younger either. I don't think... I've only worn glasses since in my 40s. I didn't wear glasses when I was younger, so my eyesight was pretty good when I was younger, but I still had trouble with dark colours, and even in my younger days. And before I go, I've just noticed this camera on my laptop hasn't been going light and dark. I had an update on my computer yesterday, and it was Windows 11. And there's a lot of things changed on it. There's an awful lot of things changed on it. At one time I just click on what was downloads, and you clicked on the little thing on the side and it dropped down all the things that you had in downloads, where I had everything to do with YouTube and videos. Something in my mouth, well, probably one of my hairs. Videos and things like that, where they've changed that. And I had an awful job finding where all my videos, my YouTube videos and all the rest of it. But today, when I started up the camera, there was a message come from Microsoft, and it was asking about any trouble I had with my camera. And I don't know how they know that I have trouble with this camera. Unless it's got to do with me. I have been Googling lately all about cameras and that, to see how I can sort it out, how it keeps going light and dark, and I've done a lot of Googling different places and trying to see if there's any way of stopping it going like that, because it shouldn't be like that. It's not the autofocus, because the focus is okay on it. It just seems to be the auto brightness, where the least bit, when I had the sunshine into the room, it was just going very bright and that. And anyway, they were asking, it was from Microsoft, they were asking about the camera thing, if I had any problem with it. So I've sent a little message back to them and told them that what trouble I was having with it and that. And so the way the camera works, there must be something to do with Microsoft as well. And all I can think of is they've known exactly every place I've been Googling. They know where I've been on the internet and everything. That's all I can say. But I hope they do something about it. But I'm not sure whether something's been done, because there's just not the problem on this camera like I normally have. It seems to be working fine actually at the moment. course, it could be because the sun, it is later in the day and the sun is not shining directly into my living room, because there's not a lot of sun, there's a lot of cloud at the moment here, but there has been a lot of sun earlier on today. I should have tried it earlier on today and I would have found out, but anyway, that's my little bit for now. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.